Welcome, everyone. It's Rob. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the chat box, let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Morning, Helen. Afternoon, Tom. I love all the way ones come across. You can't see me yet, Jim. I'm working on it. Should be coming up. Right about now, but I appreciate you letting me know. Hey, Marlon, how you doing? All right, let me go ahead and move this over there. Happy Monday, Jennifer. There we go. So not a new feature, but something available now, should be on all webinars that you attend, is you can copy whatever you put in the text chat if you have a question going back and forth with your, oh, you can't see me. Okay, I guess I got to open the camera up too. Geez, you want everything. Should button my shirt. There we go. Perfect. You should be able to copy text that's in the text chat now. So if you're having a conversation with admin back and forth, or questions that you got dropped in, or an answer or a link got dropped in there for you, you should be able to copy and paste that right in, right? So we went through Zoom this weekend. It's over this last weekend, and made updates to all of the upcoming training. So you should be able to do that easily at this point. Yeah, it was exactly what it was, Jim. The cover was down. That was this stupid little thing there. That's the anti-spying cover, right? To make sure nobody's watching you when you're not using your camera. Ooh, I remember with my kids when they were very young, and I bought them each, and we rebuilt this house and bought them their own computers for their room. We bought external cameras on the monitors had cameras. And I used to make them put yellow stickies on top of it. So people were easily hacking cameras at that point. And today they easily hack anything, right? But they can't hack. When I put the cover down, they can't pick it up, right? They can't make a drill come out and put a hole in it or anything. All right, so as we get started, keep in mind everything we look at is for education. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you find something you like, anything, make sure it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance before ever taking on the trade, the setup, or the indicator. Can you tell I haven't taught anything in like a week? We were away on vacay down in Venice, Florida, my wife and I. It was good to just decompress, get away from everything. I hardly looked at any emails. I answered very few questions that came up along the way. It was wonderful to just get out there and literally live in the sun for 5 days. We were outdoors the entire time, much of it on the beach over by Venice Pier, Florida, not California. All right. So we've got a lot happening this week. We've got Trading You coming up on the 29th. That is today. Inner Circle is also tonight. That's 7 p.m. Mastermind is tomorrow, which is the 30th. The monthly is May 7th. So those of you that are in Mastermind, that is where we do our 2-hour training. Monster Market Movers is coming up on May 1st, which is the Monster Market Movers for April. We just, because of the holidays, we ran out of time. And then Patterns in a Flash is next week also. Power Option Plays, Covered Call Explorer, E-mini Think Tank, all on a regular schedule. As is Power Hour and Trading Coaches Playbook. May 2nd, which is Thursday, we've got the last hidden gems of the chart. Don't miss out on that training. Tony did a great job. I got to watch it when I got back. It was fantastic. Lee just dropped a link in there for you. Where are you headed to in Florida, Tom? We love the Tampa area. That's where we are all the time. We met with some friends, had dinner. And the guy's like, when are you going to move? When are you just going to stop going back and forth? Because we were having dinner Saturday night. We were going home Sunday. And I said, I don't want to go back home. And he goes, that's all the time. He goes, why do you go back? Why don't you just stay here? Obligations. Orlando. Okay, cool. Very nice. Okay, so here's our follow us page. Lee, we still got to get Sean to put the other link up here for our faceless TikTok. Guys, we're blowing that TikTok up. We went from nothing in 2 weeks to about 6,000 subscribers on our second TikTok. And hey, you better get it while you can before the government deletes TikTok and says no more allowed. They're working on it, right? They sure are. Let me see. Sean sent me a link, but we don't have it on here. So, Trader's Mental Edge. I know it's backwards, but Trader's Mental Edge. That is our second TikTok. It's all mindset. Every bit of it is about mindset, guys. So, and there's, I don't know, 20 plus videos up there already at this point. So some of them doing well, 63,000 views on them and the likes. Others that don't have as much, but there's two of them. Go to the Wealth Builders one, and then of course we got this Trader's Mental Edge as well. Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. Said, Dad, you're all great and should blow up. Yeah, we're expecting it to. Yeah, PK, it's not the kids getting married affecting the move to Florida. It's our moms both being here and both needing help. So we're not able to leave at this point, especially my mother-in-law, who needs much more help than my mom does. My mother-in-law, they're the same age. They're both 83, about a year apart in their birthdays, but they're both 83 right now. So mom's mental capacity is really good. My mother-in-law, not so much. She needs additional help. And then just help. She can't get to a doctor on her own. She just needs help. So it's that. But my oldest gets married in September of this year. My youngest, we don't know. We just know when the engagement party is. They already hit us up for that because they wanted our house in our yard that we did. We blew the yard out, made it as big as we could on our property. Big kitchen, gazebos, all that stuff out there. So they want to have it here. They can have it in his house, but there's a big swimming pool in their backyard. We opted not to put the pool, so they want to do it here. So we're not sure when she'll be getting married. We're looking at when she'll be moving out first, which she could stay as long as she wants. She knows that, but she's going to be 27 in June, and she's ready. It's like, I just need my own place. I don't want to live with mom and dad anymore. Good and bad for us, right? So Trading Boss Manifesto, you can download this on the robertjroy.com site. You can download it on the Trading Like a Boss site. You can download it on the homepage of Wealth Builders as well. Yeah, thanks, PK. Yeah, the mom stuff it's what you got to do, right? What do they say? Your parents take care of you for the first 20 years and you take care of them for the last 20, right? That's what we're doing now. It's all about our parents at this point, right? Okay. So hidden gems of the chart. Save your seat for the free training, guys. Tony's only doing one more. The last one's coming up on this. I said on the second. Lee already dropped the link, and you can just click on that and get yourself registered. Tony's the master of patterns, right? So you definitely want to take advantage of it. And if you did not get a chance to watch, and I didn't see it yet because we got back late last night, and today has just been an insane day. But Tony actually did yesterday the Traders Market Intelligence report for this week. It was Tony that did it, being that I was out of town on Friday. He took care of doing that for me, and I thanked him a million times for it. Tony's awesome when it comes to that stuff. So is Brandon, so is everybody. They're all willing to jump in to do whatever needs to be. Jim said, I listened to Traders Market Intelligence report this weekend. Tony was good, 13 minutes long. FOMC reports Wednesday. CME Group shows 97% chance of not changing rates. Yep, there we go. For now, I'm not trusting that the Fed's not going to raise rate again. Not with some of the comments I've heard. Doesn't mean I'm right. It's just my thought. I don't expect it, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. All right. So there is definitely a little bit of concern on the Fed side with that. So with that, what trades did you all do? Drop those trades in the chat box. Let me see what you did. Funded, not funded, I really don't care. I really, 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 really don't care. People, I get comments and these snide remarks. We're going to go through this in our topic today of what some people are doing out there in the market right now when it comes to trading and services being offered and so forth. But I get comments all the time of, well, why don't you just do this and send this trade out and tell us exactly when you get in and all of these different things. And a mastermind that I belong to, and if any of you are in businesses where you worry about FTC or things like that, then send a message into support and I will get you the name of the book to look for. Otherwise, it's of no value whatsoever. But I'm actually ordering it for my entire team. I'm sending the book to my entire team's house. I will be putting a post on our private mastermind group probably tomorrow that thanking the author. I'm going to say thank you so much for I finally got through the book, and I wanted to first off thank you and tell you how annoyed I am that you wrote this book. Thank you for telling us all things you can and cannot do in there, because he just went through a $2.5 million hit from the FTC. And he was very compliance officer on staff and everything, not stock market related. And then annoyed because there's so many things that you can't do. Why don't you find out how much people are making? If I want to put a financial testimonial up from somebody, I need their brokerage statements, I need their bank accounts, I need their tax returns. I'm not asking for any of that stuff, right? And then you've got to prove that you kept it, you didn't lose it, because you can't just cite one trade. It's insane, right? What absolutely has to be done. So when we talk trades, non-funded is the way we talk, guys. That is the way around it. We are not giving advice or recommendations. We're not telling you what to trade. We are an education company, and I teach you how to trade. There's nothing that says tomorrow I don't go away, whether die or, which I will soon, but soon. I think I got another 80 years or so left before I do. But at some point, I'm not going to be teaching any longer, right? And I don't want anybody to be in a position that they say, I wish he had showed us how to do that. That's what we do all the time. So we do all the time. So we do in Mastermind, we do in Inner Circle, we do in Trading You, we do in Pop, teaching you the how, right? It's not about me, just you following along with what I do. I throw fish all the time to y'all, right? I'm going to read off whatever trades were done here today. I throw fish out there all the time, but through that process, you need to learn how to catch your own fish so that something does happen, you're okay. All right, Scott jumped in first, did a Hakanashi trade on IWM, made 12% ROI in the first contract and 9% on the second one. Great job there, Scott. Great job. I love that trade setup. For those of you that are in here, I don't know if Will is in here, Trip is in here right now, of course, Scott, Chip. But I did send the information off to get our Hakanashi Scout built on Omega charts, which would be for the Inner Circle group. And I sent the video off that we did in our training guide. So it was an hour and 15 minutes long, that video. The guy that owns Genesis was so excited about it, he's actually going to start trading that setup himself. I said, well, we might have to have a royalty thing we need to talk about in there. But Trip said 88% on the Monday morning IWM Scout. That's the same Hakanashi Scout. Great job. No trades for Brenda. Went short Tesla. Kevin said, okay. John said Wheel of Fortune with Nike, ENVX, naked put on Amazon, cash flow $1,100. Nice job. Jennifer said Tesla up $330, Meta down $315, and net of $15. Okay, I get it. SPY of 20% for PK. Good job. Jennifer said back in Tesla again, up 150, and TSM up currently 30. Nice. Very nice. Hey, Amelia, how you doing? Yeah, she said it is insane, and she's referring to the Hakanashi Scout, which she was a big proponent of. She was a big advocate in getting that strategy into Inner Circle. So a lot of that is owed to her. The initial of it, others have contributed quite a bit. Hey, well, yeah, there you go. PK saying congrats to all of those on their trades. John, the wheelman. There you go. John, you got a nickname. You're the wheelman. I think that's a driver in a getaway car, PK. But anyway, boy, it is good to be back from vacation. I'm tired of just chilling. Need to jump out there and get excited. John said it sounds good, PK. He appreciates it. So thank you. All right. So I left on Wednesday, got back last evening. Did not get a whole lot. I literally came home, we ate dinner, and I sat down on my computer to get caught up on a couple of things, not everything. Did not get a chance to spend a lot of time in the market today. There are some stocks that I want to take a quick look at with you. So Tesla being one of them. Done that. Let me make this a little smaller. We don't need that big. Okay. Tesla being one. So at 190.10, guys, I have moved now. You will see, and I'm going to say this for the next couple of weeks at least. You're going to see me use Omega charts more often and TradeStation less often when I teach. I have too much trouble, too much hassle with losing lines and things moving on me and so forth. I don't have to redraw fibs. If I drew them on the daily chart, they show up on the 5 and the 1 automatically. So we're looking at this 190.10 level today. So I want to look at a 5-minute on Tesla. So we click on Tesla. All right. There we go. So let's see. Oh, I need my crosshair. That's what it is. I can't see my level. So we closed down here. We gapped up. We ran into that resistance, guys. We ran right into that 190.10 level today and then failed off of it. Okay, so that's where I forgot who it was. Someone had said they shorted. Kevin had said he went short on Tesla, right? As it hit that 190 and failed over, there was an opportunity if you took that. I like to break out the retest and the bounce, right? So we got our breakout at 11:15. It moved back up. It retested. It bounced. Right about that 191 level or so would be the entry. We're sitting right now 197. So we've got a quick little hit going on Tesla now. Other than that, I didn't get a whole lot done at all on any other stock today. I am excited about some of the moves. You know, you got Amazon. Let me just go back to a daily chart. First, go to Amazon. Right, they had that big gap down. They got back up the next day. They're not with earnings just yet, but actually, I don't think that's the right date on earnings there. I think they're coming up. Oh, wasn't that their earnings? Amazon just announced, didn't they? See what happens when you take a week on vacation? No, I got 4:30. No, Google just announced 4:30 is Amazon. So, but Amazon's recovered nicely. I'm very happy. I've got a decent sized position in Amazon. For our account's a decent sized position. Google, I'm very excited about their move. I don't have as big a position. I don't know why this is frozen. Amazon's tomorrow. There you go, John. Yep, Kevin said the same thing. Yeah, use TOS. There you go. Scott said he also had another Rut Iron Condor expire worthless. Very good. Let's see. I'm going to, oh no. But am I going to lose everything? Boy, I sure hope not. I worked 3 hours today on monster market movers. I sure hope I don't lose my saved filters that I put away. Let's see. For some reason, again, Zoom, I've got TradeStation running, which is part of where the problem is. Zoom, TradeStation, and Omega charts all going at the same time. Just memory hog on my system. Yep, so Amazon right for tomorrow. Okay. So give me a second. We got to restart it. Let's see what happens. What's that down there? I don't need that open. Loading your charts. Over. Let's get that a little smaller. All right. So I want to look at Google. All right. So really nice gap up on Google, right? Massive gap up. Yeah, this was on Friday. Today we gapped down, went underneath the 169.77, had a nice pullback. But overall, what a great overall move on Google. They had 425 was their, which was Friday, which was their earnings. So really nice move. Overreaction. I'm not too worried about it. Google is in a very unique position right now, guys. For those that we're going to talk AI in a little bit, but for those that are familiar with AI, you know, there are some big programs out there, very well known right now, first to the market type thing, almost like an AOL, right? And you've got the Chat GPT, right? They are, oops, I must have a caps lock on. Chat GPT. They're kind of the first to market, the 800-pound gorilla right now. Everybody's chasing after them. And because they were first to market, first to subscription, huge, right? Well, right now, we're building some different models in AI, both for the stock market and for a whole separate business that we're starting on AI. And it's just, guys, if you have the opportunity to do something with AI as a business, you should. Less than 3% of businesses are using AI in their business right now. That's how big of a field it is. I know people that have built an entire business around training people how to use AI and using them as assistants that they are, that you would hire them as an assistant, right? And there's a lot of that type of stuff going around. Excuse me. But ChatGPT was the big one, right? Google is another one. They have got their own AI. Amazon is working on one right now, right? There are other programs out there like Perplexity. That Perplexity is the only one that I know of so far without using APIs that allows you to hide. Well, this might be very useful for you. It allows you to hide your customers' data so it does not become part of public knowledge. So that for Will in Inner Circle, Will, that may be very useful there, right? And then there's Claude, right? Which is another one. And the one that seems to have the most interest right now, which is a double-edged sword for me, is Meta, Facebook, right? They seem to have, for right now, a wow in their program of what they've done. So, and again, guys, this is not me. I know a lot about AI. I am not the guru. I follow gurus that I've hired to help me to learn AI, to use AI, to better our business with AI. One of my masterminds, we talk almost exclusively about, go figure, AI, right? Inside of there. And then how do you do things in your business with AI? Meta has very much jumped up on the forefront. Google, guys, if you don't, Google may not have been AI originally, but they were a search engine already. Excuse me. So take away all of the hype and hoopla and all the fancy computers, which all that means for Google is buy a new computer system, right? Just start getting these quantum PC, 6,000 core, blah, blah, blahs that are used for AI, these very deep, strong, powerful, they're so sensitive. They're kept in freezing cold rooms because they would overheat, right? The chip has, water cooling. It's crazy. But Google and Meta are the two right now that are shining. They're not taking over yet, but they are becoming very visible in the marketplace, right? And there are actually certain things about AI that certain programs are better for some things than others, where Meta seems to be more of that rounded thing. Now, those of you that are sitting there going, Rob, I don't know why you're telling me about AI. I have no interest in it. I could care less, because Meta, Google, Amazon, Tesla, they're all working on AI. Every one of them. So what does that mean? That means you need to start focusing on AI. Right? When you go back, for those of you that were around, let me ask, just give me a 1 for yes, a 2 for no. No, just give me a 1 for yes. For those of you that don't give me any 2s, who was around the stock market? I know most of you were around. Who was around the stock market around the Y2K time period in 2000? Jeff, I know for sure. Marlon, absolutely. PK, John, Trader Will, right? Kevin, Barry. Yep, Barry for sure, I know. Larry, right? Okay. I was a Y2K consultant. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I love that. Our computer programs were going to blow up. They didn't have 2000 in them, right? Well, when you look at what went on back there, as much of a hassle as things turned into with an AOL and how they fell apart and so forth, how many of you would like to have been in to the AOLs of the world and some of the other tech companies like that much sooner than you had. There is a chart that I have somewhere, and I don't remember where it is right now. Let me actually go ahead and start up my my drawing tools. But there is, when you look at somebody of where they are in the form of when they make an investment into a technology, okay? And if you look, and basically, you know what? Let me get the white pad back, right? So basically, look at it as a bell curve. And I know, I can't draw to save my life, okay? So right there, we're going to just list this as EA, right? And that's the early adapters. It's less than 12% of people will ever jump into something as an early adapter. A lot of it comes industry specific. I'm in computers. I know about AI before AI really starts to become big. I mean, I talked with a guy this last week that has been working on AI for 40 years. 40 years. Tuesday, I was in an event that I was in one of my masterminds online, and this guy and I were going back and forth. Excuse me. And he had said that he'd been in AI for over 40 years, and finally he's seeing the fruits of what they wanted, right? The average person is not getting into a newer technology until 68% of the population have already decided that it's important. That's where the average person gets in, 68 percentile, right? Which means you've had this tremendous run already, tremendous run. You look at NVIDIA, you look at Micron, you look at, again, Amazon, Google, Meta, Tesla. They are all going to have components of AI. You look at OpenAI, right? AI. You look at OpenAI, you look at these types of companies, guys, these are major opportunities. I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm not saying you should buy, shouldn't buy. What I am telling you is there is a major shift in technology in our lives that is getting ready to take place that, in my opinion, will far overshadow what Y2K was. I think it will totally blow away what Y2K was. And you're seeing it with companies like NVIDIA and how much they've gone up. And now companies are going after that chip section that NVIDIA has. I didn't play it here. I didn't play it here. I did it in our inner circle. But anyway, I'm not going to go grab it. I don't know where it is. But there are voice programs that can do things for you. There are things you can do with your emails to automatically segregate and send to you and so forth. There's so much out there that's available with AI right now, and we have not scratched the surface. And I mean not scratched the surface. Yeah, if you have a company and you do any marketing, you could use it for all of that, and you should be, right? But human interaction or intervention is still required. It's not perfect yet. You still have to have someone that knows what they're looking at, kind of go through it. But if you're looking at this from a standpoint of, should I hold off because this is going to be fizzle out as a dud? The answer is there's no putting that genie back in the bottle, in my opinion. Now, could I be wrong? Yes, it's happened before. Ask my wife. She will tell you, right? I do not believe for a second we're putting this genie back in the bottle. I think this thing is not only out there, this genie is not that little genie. This is the one that came out of the bottle, and then you look at it, and there's you standing at 6 foot tall, and the genie is 50 feet tall, right? And 20 feet wide. That's where AI is right now. And it's going to get to a point where it's going to be so massive, and it will become very second nature in our businesses, in our lives, I should say. But to the point, if you go back to the Y2K time period, I was teaching back then, and we had individuals that were in their mid to later 60s that computers were fairly new. And for them, it was much harder to grasp because the technology was newer and they weren't familiar with it. If you don't familiarize yourself with what's going on with AI, you're not going to know what to do with it, right? And if you don't familiarize yourself with companies out there, you're not going to know how to invest in it, right? There's tons of free newsletters you can get access to. Just go and search online for free AI newsletters. You will get hundreds of them that people are offering. You can keep up with what's going on out there. Some of them good, some of them bad. You won't know until you kind of go through them. but you need to start focusing on these types of companies. So Trader Will said, I tried to buy Netflix before it was an IPO. Yeah, there you go. That's the early adapter, right? Of will this work? You know, and most look at it and say, yeah, it's not going to work. And you might be right. You may have technology that doesn't work. I get that. Let's see. Brenda said, I think NVIDIA is doing something with nano medical AI stuff. You know, I can't keep up with everything they're doing, but I know enough that NVIDIA is one that I am very hyper-focused on right now. Very hyper-focused on. Because, look, see how much we pulled back, guys? And remember, I'm on vacation last week, right? So, but we made it up to $975. We pulled all the way back to $775, $200 pullback, and we started to bounce, right? While I'm away. And no, there was no way in God's great earth outside of doing one power option plays last week, my wife would have allowed me anywhere near a computer to do something with the market. Actually, she insisted that if I needed to look something up on the computer, I need to do it on the tablet, not on the laptop. The only reason we brought the laptop, according to her, was so I could record power option plays. Other than that, she said, you have no reason to get on a computer, look something up on your phone if you're that interested, but no computer time, no trading. She knows I hate to do it from the phone. So I didn't catch this bounce on NVIDIA. But we went from 770 to 870, $100 bounce in a week. Okay? They used to be called Expert Systems decades ago. There you go, Barry. Yeah, I wish I invested in Amazon back in 2015. Guys, what if you know, I get that. Okay? I get that. But what if you invested in Amazon? Let me unscrunch this. Come on. There we go. What if you invested in Amazon? I don't remember the date now. I wasn't that far back. When did Amazon do their split? There it is. I was looking for the S. I'm going to hit the letter U on Omega chart. So if you take your Amazon back to June of 2022 and you hit the letter U, you can see where the pre-split price was at 2,500. And then you could see if I hit the letter U again, we'll go back. And now that price is at 125. So we had a 20-to-1 split. If you hover over, it shows 20-to-1. Okay. So what if you would have bought Amazon at $125, right? Way back when, in April, May of 2022, right? And right now it's at $180. Great move. Have there been other opportunities to trade Amazon or to enter into Amazon that may have given you better entries than that? Yes, without a doubt, right? What if you got into Amazon when it got back down to 80? Or it broke up, retested, and bounced, and you're in at $90, $100 a share, and now it's at 180. Guys, there's massive opportunity. Is Amazon a company that I would ever count down and out? No. I may not like Zuckerberg. I think Facebook is going to be a force to reckon with no matter what. If Zuckerberg ever does something so stupid that he messes things up, the board will get rid of him. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They'll get him out of there. There's just too much money that's out there. I know individuals that bought Meta when it was under $100, and now it's $500 for Meta. Okay, there's way too much money out there inside of it. Brendan said robotic stuff. Yeah, and guys, you'll remember me touting at the top of my lungs: Amazon, Google, and Tesla. I would say I've got 20% of my position. I've got 40% of my position. The size of my position is immaterial. Doesn't matter if it's $1 million for me or 1 share for me, because it's not you. Okay. I was just making it clear that I was purchasing, or had, not that I was. There was none of this you should buy now. I already had done it. I already had entered and then said I did it. Okay. Still on Amazon, still on Google. I do not own Tesla. That one I sold. But around their splits, guys, each of these stocks was some of this in reference to what's going on with AI as far as Amazon and Google, without a doubt. But are there other reasons that they go up? Yes, because the people running those companies are friggin' brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. Google, world domination is their model, right? They want to take over the world. You know, this is their thought process of they want to have their hands in everything. They already are the two #1 search engines in the world. #1 for text, #1 for video. Guess what happens when they go and grab AI, right? And now makes them the top of everything. Okay. So start focusing on some of these AI companies that are out there. And if you're unfamiliar with, what they are or who they are, guys, just watch CNBC once in a while. You'll see it all the time. I found out about Perplexity's. I knew about them, but I found out about from the CEO on CNBC, where he said your data is not. You can hit a setting that your data doesn't make it into the open market. It stays hidden just for you. ChatGPT doesn't have that unless you do it through an API. Then that doesn't make it public, as far as I know. But most people don't know what or how to do that for themselves. All right, so let's talk S&P 500. So here's the thing. We changed the fibs on the S&P within the last 2 weeks. I don't know if it was a week and a half or a week ago. We changed the fibs on the S&P 500. We actually did it in the inner circle, so it was a little over a week ago. And we had, it's so hard to see. There's a doji type candle right here, and that is on January 17th, right there, Jan 17, that doji type candle. There's our V bottom. We had a low, a lower low, and a higher low. Okay, we had a lot of stair stepping in there, and we talked about this for a very, very, very long time in inner circle. Very long time in inner circle. Before drawing this, because do we draw it off this one? Do we draw? Well, what about, why not here? Or should we have just done the whole thing? Should we come from this one instead of this one down here? And we were just back and forth and talking out the reasons as to the why, because this is not an easy path to have to take to figure out the where. So, and the end date on this was March 21 of this year. No, I did not go to the all-time high because that pullback brought us to the 118. We were good at that point. So we've had a really nice pullback. And the most important part of the pullback there is, remember, this is 100% of the move. Whatever it is, it is. 100%, right? That is another zero. 100% of the move. Well, the pullback from here came down to 50%. That is an amazing number. What does that give us? That gives us this upside down H pattern. We've now moved 1 2 standard deviations, which is like 96% of all data points happen within a 2 standard deviation move, or 96%. So what normally happens is when we go that 2 lines, we don't stop at 2. We go 2 and a little bit more. That's the norm. Are you going to have it where you don't even make 1 line? Yes. You go 2 lines? Yes. You go 5 lines? Occasionally. Yeah, you will. But on average, you're going to see a little bit more than 2 lines is where we tend to go. It's the greed in traders that say, I'm just going to hold a little bit more. So it breaks out of that second line, and then the waffling starts to happen. All right, I'm out. Right. And then the collapse takes place from there. Excuse me. So when we look at the S&P, we are back in a bullish bias as of right now. Are we staying there? I have no clue. Do I like it there? I do. We're back in a bullish territory. We're not true bull, but all we need is the 8 to cross up above the 21, pink to cross above the green. We're not that far away. With the way the market's moving, we could be 2 or 3 days and we're back in a true bullish bias at that point. I would much rather see, though, this happen. Pink, so let's grab this. I would like to see the 8 get above the 21. Okay. I would love to see that take place. And then we'll grab my drawn tool. This, let's see, pink line. Yeah, we got red, right? Okay. Right there. I'd love to see this get up here. The green line, again, I'd be less concerned with. We're above it, so I don't really care the where. The green line will move up, of course, but I'm not really too concerned with it at all there. And then we look at price pattern. I would want to see the price make the move up, the retest and the bounce. And that is the trigger I'm looking for. That puts me not only in true bullish bias, we moved up above that fib line, we pulled back, we bounced off of there. That gives me the strongest area there of contention. Now, we don't have a lot of good strength right now where we are. We've got our 21 down at 50.98. We're sitting at 51.15. So call it 51.18 because I can do that math better in my head. 98.08.18. So about 20 points down is our 21 moving average, right? We don't have another fib line in there, so there's no confluence to contend with. So I really want to see this break above that fib level before doing anything. If we do break, we're going to watch the 21 level first. We're going to watch the 21, the green line. We're going to watch the 855 combo, and then this next fib line down here would be our next target, the 50, 52, 53, whatever it is, level inside of there, okay? For our downside. We look from a VIX standpoint, from VIX, right? And I had all this set up and everything was updated already on the charts. It's just going to take a second for the, oh no, we're good. Where I got today's already. Okay. So we've got this pullback still on VIX. We're in a low ranking right now on VIX. Very happy with that. No concern whatsoever. Our bias is low, 1,000,000%, right? On there. So overall, I'm happy with what's happening. I like the pullback we had. Was it a little scary? We broke the 55 and yeah, it was a little scary, but we need some of that capitulation, big word. A lot of people are afraid of it when it comes to the market, that throw your hands up in the air and say, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I quit. And we're not there at this point, but we had that, is this the time? There are a lot of people that sold and got out of positions over the last couple of weeks as they saw the market start to turn. You know, Google went down, Amazon went down. I didn't close my positions out. I held on to my positions. Okay. So good, bad, or indifferent, it is what it is. Am I always going to be right? No, there's going to be a time I don't sell and it's going to go down more than I would have liked it to. Right now, I like the position that it's in. I'm not looking to get out of either one of those positions at this point. I'm not really ready to add anything new to it. And I would want more of a pullback. But with what I showed with NVIDIA, that's absolutely perfect for a potential on pullback, right? All right, excellent, Roman. I was going to reach out so we could chat a little bit, but I'm glad to hear it. So just make sure to have a conversation with Amelia. And I am glad to have you back, my friend. I know you've been busy with the stuff at your church and with real estate and all that good stuff. So I'm glad you're back at it. Okay, excellent. And my wife is still hounding me that I never sent you our address to mail that stuff to for the fish eggs, the caviar. Was I sure you don't eat it, so you don't care? Oh, you do? Okay, I will. I'll send you the address. Roman caught like 100 pounds of fish egg roe with salmon fishing this year. So, all right. Excuse me. Now, ironically, today's topic takes us into AI and trading. Now, I wanted to talk about this from a little bit of a higher level today. And I gave you some of it already as far as the things to be looking for. But I wanted to talk more of this on, there are companies out there saying, use our AI trading robots or use our AI picks. And I'm not saying that there are not ways of doing that, but I have tested some of these. And I have found a lot of it is nothing more than some sort of filter that they built like we do in Omega charts, and said, here's 3 candidates to look at as potential trades. So I want you to be a little bit cautious when you're looking at it. For there to be a true bot, you have to train it. And that's the biggest thing with AI is you need to train it. And that was one of the hardest things for me to get my head around was training our AI, right? So how do you train it? You've got to teach it. If you just go to ChatGPT and say, write me something, it'll write something, the word something, because that's what you told it. It's going to do what you ask it to. Give me a sales letter that I could sell this widget, this pen, okay? Wolf of Wall Street. Sell me this pen, right? And it's going to tell you, you have a very nice pen, okay? It's black. No, wait, it's silver. Well, I didn't tell it what color it was, so I didn't really train it, right? You have to train your AI. We are working on a bot right now that we are training our bot to do this. We will have to our database will be updated every single day with new trading information from yesterday. We'll need to have things in there such as RSI. We'll need to have things in there such as pivot points, previous pivot points where they were, and so forth. But we can use that to help us determine what we're looking at as potential trade setups for the next day. All right. We're building that out now, and it is taking us months of working on this to get it right. Okay. And we're not there yet, but we are close. Closer. How about that? Closer. But too many of these are nothing more than filters that someone has put together on TOS or wherever and saying AI. AI is a hot topic right now. And although I think you should be focusing on it for your lives, for your business, yes, but I'm talking trading, you should be focusing on the big companies. Get into that early adapter phase of, in that 12th percentile or so of where people are, getting in. This is, and now even before that, you've got the people like Tesla who are, that ultra early adapter. They're the investors in the technology, right? It's not you and I. It's not someone coming up to you and say, hey, I want to start Microsoft. You want to give me some money? It's not, can I give you $200? It's, yes, here's $300 million. I'm in. I'm a partner. I own shares. Even though you're not a public company, I own shares. Okay? So be careful with who you're listening to and what you're doing. Actually, write it down. You're going to start hearing about it next week, but I'll give you an early preview of it today. May 13th, not this upcoming Monday. 13th, yep. Not this upcoming Monday. The one after that, Power Hour is going to take a whole different turn for that day. I'm going to have two guests on the show. The first one, and the two guests are going to talk about AI and the number one trading strategy out there in today's market that every single one of you should have a focus on. Okay? So the two individuals that I'm bringing in, one is Brandon Wendell for a strategy that he trades. I'm not going to give away the secret sauce today. Okay? For a strategy that he's trading. The other person is from a brokerage firm. And that brokerage firm has an AI component to what they do. Actually, the name of their firm is Options AI. That's what they have, an AI model built in to help aid you in your trading. We're gonna do a roundtable. I'm gonna kind of be the MC, talking to how Brandon trades and how the AI guys. It's not Nigerian, no, Brenda. How the AI guys, and I know one of the principals of the AI company. How the AI guys are doing it with their brokerage firm, and you all get an opportunity to listen, learn, understand what that strategy is and how a brokerage firm like an Options AI may help you, right? Go set up an account, don't set up an account, totally up to you, okay? It's not what this is about, okay? My goal is to introduce these types of things to you guys and gals, traders, and get you to start seeing and understanding what it is that's out there and how this may help you, right? So AI and trading, caution grasshopper on what you listen to. Again, the book that I'm reading right now, right? I look at the things that people are advertising and the stuff they're saying on Facebook and on Instagram and the guarantees that they're making you. Excuse me. Tell I haven't really talked for a week. Like this. The guarantees that they're making you and so forth are insane. Cannot be done, they're not believable, they are not sustainable in court. These are the companies, and many of you have been with these before, where it happened with OTA, Online Trading Academy, where they literally locked out people that they couldn't get access to their education, right? It happened to Raging Bull. They locked people out that they couldn't get access to their education, right? All the money you spent didn't matter, right? They locked them out, couldn't get access to it. So caution on what you're listening to and who you're tracking along with. Make sure you have an understanding, you have a trust there. You've seen some of what they do. There should be some, listen, if my only goal was to sell programs, and don't get me wrong, we want you to subscribe to our programs. If that's all my goal was, we would not do a free power hour like this. This whole thing would be geared as a sales pitch. And give me a 1 for yes, if you think today's a sales pitch, or give me a 2 for no that you think today is education. What have I done here today? It's all twos. And if you think it's a one, it's okay. I'm not going to throw you out. Amelia might, but I'm not. Like someone's going, should I try it? Educate me. There you go. I love it. Right? It's all education. It is. Every bit of it is education. I'm a big believer in giving you guys the good stuff and the really, really good stuff. If you like what you're getting for free, you're going to subscribe to the stuff that's even better than that. Right? I'm not in charge today, but you said. No, but you have Lee's email address or his phone number. You can tell him, throw him out. But realistically, so 2 weeks from today, you'll see some emails about it. Where we're going to have CC is his name. We're going to have him on. We're going to have Brandon on. Excuse me. We're just going to talk AI and this best strategy I think every one of you should be trading, and requires very little of your time every day. You don't even start really trading it until the afternoon. And from a brokerage standpoint, it's one of the hottest topics that they're seeing, and not from just this, from multiple brokers telling me one of the hottest topics they're seeing out there right now is this strategy that we're going to talk about in 2 weeks. So, yeah. So, Jennifer said, great explanation. Many are saying they have AI, but it's just programming, not really thinking. Exactly. Books on AI, there aren't any, Tom, because ironically, most of them are written with AI. They're written with AI. So no, I have not found anything that I like at this point. I think what someone writes in a book today, 3 to 6 months from now, is obsolete when it comes to AI, because programs and things are changing so rapidly. So things that you can and cannot do and such. I think your best bet is the dig in, the dive in. If any of you have a true desire to know the who, let me rephrase that. True desire to learn AI, and I don't mean just I'm curious to learn AI. I mean, I'm talking about a financial investment, not with me, with the guy that I use. I would be happy to make that introduction. Send an email to support, and I will be glad to make that introduction to you. Just understand that these programs are not cheap. They're a couple of grand for access to get in, okay? Depending on what level you go with on there. But if you're looking for the how, send an email to support and we'll do that. What happens when AI goes awry? Oh yeah, that they said 2026. AI will be smarter than humans. Musk was questioned recently on when he felt that AI would be self-thinking, and he did not give an answer on it, and because that's scary. That's scary. Oh, we don't need you. Goodbye. Yeah, no, pull that plug. Yeah, no, we've got all the back doors. Pull that plug, right? Go for it. And it may very well go awry at some point. But guys, AI is hot, right? NVIDIA is my favorite of all of them right now. I love them as a stock, right? Love them as a stock. C3.ai, okay? Lower price, $22, $800 on NVIDIA, right? They're not part of a subsector, but here's the thing. If you go to NVIDIA, their semiconductor and equipment is their sector. Semiconductor is their subsector. If you look at the companies, some of these may be involved with AI, but that doesn't mean they all are. All right, well, let's see. Still won't let me copy it. Okay. But I like NVIDIA. Guys, is it expensive? Yes, it is expensive. Are the options expensive? Oh, God, yes. The options are expensive. You could easily drop 20 to 30 bucks on a per share on this, okay? Easily. Is it overvalued? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Doesn't matter bullish or bearish. They're overvalued, right? Almost always, right? But again, you don't have to go after a company like this, right? There are other companies out there. Do some research, do some digging, right? Some have components of AI, like an NVIDIA, but NVIDIA is more heavily involved. Micron is much more heavily involved. And then there are companies like AI, that's a symbol, AI. they are all in. They're all in. There is nothing else for them. It's, grow or die. There's nothing else for them to do. Is Nvidia ever going to split? Brenda, I hope not, personally. We've lost a lot of really good big companies that had good volume to them. Nvidia has become one of those. I mean, I would have to look at their shares and see what their float is out there and all of that. And then, you compare that to some others in their sector to see where they're at as far as size goes. You have a company like Apple where we've had to take them off of power option plays because they've gotten so big, they don't move anymore. We had an entire year in power option plays in our non-funded account. We were up $9,000 in the whole year. It wasn't worth watching Apple for 220 days to be up $9,000. Just wasn't. Right? Friends that I was with this week in Tampa, his favorite saying is, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. He's not talking about it from a stock market standpoint. He's talking about it from a business standpoint. We were talking about a business that was making $200,000 a year. And he said, yep, for me, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. It's not worth doing that for only $200,000 a year. And he's right for what we were talking about. It's just not worth it, right? I like Nvidia where it is price-wise. If it's split, I would hope it would only do a 2-for-1 because you start doing these 10-for-1s and get me down to $85. The trade of the stock is over. It'll still move, but you take a stock that now moves $40 a day, $42 a day, and now you drop it down in 10 and it moves $4 a day. Yeah, it's okay. Apple, yeah, it's okay, but long-term hold, maybe covered calls on it, maybe, right? Apple had a decent recovery today, right? So if you're looking at an Apple for today, and they got earnings coming out, so you got to be careful, okay? So here's 429 today, right? Good balance on Apple. They're up 5 in jingle today after what was a massive sell-off. And I think that happened right. Yeah. Let me see what it was. Watch this. Let me grab Pop. Three 6/24 is the date. We removed Apple and put CrowdStrike on our list. March 6th, right? So March 6th, we were down here. We took it off, right? So Apple had already had, we broke through our 882. We were done at that point, but that wasn't what drove us. We had not traded Apple. We had not traded Apple in some time. If we go back and look at last year, 2023 total. Oh, no, it's totals. I don't want that. I actually want 2023. So these are the trades from 2023. Okay. So Apple, from the bottom up. Anybody sees Apple that I miss it, tell me, because I'm looking for Apple right now. Left column, there we go. November 7th is the last time we traded Apple. So November to December, January, February, March, 4 months we did not get one trade go off on Apple. We did okay, we made $1,170, but 4 months. So November 7th, we had not taken a trade on Apple since here. Different fib at that time. There's a 7. Different fib at that time. This fib didn't exist, okay? Because we didn't have the drawing yet, the time yet then, okay? So that's how long since we had been in an Apple trade. Did it go up more? Yes, but we never found another good opportunity to take an entry on that stock. And this would, again, be based on the previous fib we had back here, right? This didn't get drawn in until after December 14th came and gone. And again, now we've blown right through it. I don't even have a new fib on there because I don't care. It's not a stock I see myself trading at this point. Just FYI, Apple is a good Hakanashi scalp candidate. Okay, well, there you go. Will's got a whole list of them, guys. He's got 20 or 50 stocks or something that he doesn't trade them all because he can't watch them all. The new system will allow him to watch it all. All right. So a lot of AI today, lots of conversation on AI today across the board. It was our main topic. It was our topic of candidates. It was our topic of stocks, right? That's how important it is in this industry. Start building out. When you build your list should not be Home Depot, Lowe's, FedEx, UPS, as an example, or it should not be, whoever is in Apple's subsector. It should not be Nokia and Logitech and Hewlett Packard and Apple and blah, 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 right? Western Digital, WDC. It shouldn't be that. You should have something from this technology and storage sector. You should have something from a hardware sector. You should have something from a retail establishment, clothing maybe. You want to break it up into different subsectors across the board. You don't want to trade every AI company, but man, right now you don't know what AI companies to trade, so you need to at least be looking at them to determine what ones move enough, what ones are stable enough of a move, and what ones can I afford. Because again, for some, you might look at NVIDIA and say it's too expensive, and I don't fault that at all. I commend you for that. If we look, and then we'll wrap it up from here, but Will, for whatever, it's still not, it only allows you to copy your own. I don't know why the panelists cannot copy them. I can't get them in there, but I appreciate it. If we look at an option chain on NVIDIA, come on. All right, there we go. So if I'm day trading, forget position trading, I'm day trading. I want a 65 to 85 delta. I got a 66 delta with 3,000 open interest, 4,000 volume, which is awesome. It has a theoretical value of $29.81. We'll call it 30 bucks. And the mid price is trading at 32.33. So not horrible. $2.50, $2.25, whatever numbers are, they're moving too fast. But you may look at this and say, but Rob, I can't do $3,000 on one contract. Great, then that's not for you. And that's okay. That's okay. That's when you go out there and you do Micron. That's when you go out there and do an AI, right? Because you look at AI, much lower cost as far as stock goes, which means your options are going to be much lower cost also. I can go find a 75 delta with 12,000 open interest for $1.25. Right. So overall, there's definitely some interest there. Jennifer said, I have several AI companies, but they do offer different things. Amazon, Meta, NVIDIA, since NVIDIA is in so many companies now. Yeah. So, and that's okay. That diversification, NVIDIA is not just AI. If you're doing AI.com, just C3.ai, if you're doing just AI, then, and going after companies like that, then now you're too heavily weighted in AI. Right? You want to have other things on your list is what I'm getting at. So no, you're fine there. I agree. PK said, have you said any trade should not be greater than 2% of your account? PK, that is a very standard term that is used in the market. You should not risk more than 2% of your capital. You got $500, that becomes very difficult, right? You're risking $10, right? I get it. I do. I get it. The idea is to minimize your risk as much as possible. So with a very small account, you may not be able to get away with that. You're trading with a larger account. And that's where we go from, when I teach in 10 contracts. Why? Because I can multiply by 10 easy by putting zeros at the end. If I'm teaching 7 contracts and I put up an option price of $9.18 or $6.63, or go back to my days, $14 and 3/32, or $16.9/16, or even better, $188 and 187 256. or 431, 512. Yes, they had those stupid fractions that were in there at times. All right. So it's not about the number of contracts, it's about an equal dollar amount. Because 10 contracts on NVIDIA is 30 grand, 10 contracts on AI is $1,200. There's a massive difference in there, right? Your risk profile is much different on each one. So better off that, again, if a $10,000 account is an example, and I know I got to let you go, $10,000 account as an example, I would say, you're going to have 3 to 5 or 6 equal dollar trades. Well, 5 equal dollar trades means 2 grand per trade. So on AI, you can't do it on a Monday. Maybe you have to wait until Thursday or Friday to do, NVIDIA. Whereas AI, right, C3.ai, maybe for them, it's $120 for a contract. So now you could do 16 contracts. And that should do equal dollars at risk, equal dollars across the board on what you invest into a trade. This way it stops you from ever saying, that's the one that's going to hit a home run. It probably isn't. Right? That's probably the one that won't hit the home run. Would AI be a great long-term account? I've got some of my stuff for longer term. So yes, Kevin, I don't think it's a bad thing. Trader Wilson, NVIDIA builds supercomputer chips for AI. They have a flag product, HG100 mega chip. Yes, that I have heard. Will's resident computer genius. NVIDIA, Jim said, NVIDIA too much, go buy SPY options. Those are cheap as well. Yeah, and that's it. I mean, guys, I would never say, how dare you not buy NVIDIA? You have to do what fits your risk profile. All I'm doing is giving information. That's what we're good at here. Bringing information out, teaching you the how. I am really good at teaching people how to do things. The execution still falls upon you. We don't deal with the execution component. That's on your end, right? We teach you the how. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day. God bless. I will see you all at our next update. All right, have a good day. Take care. Hey, register for Tony's class. That link is in there. We'll leave the room open for a few more minutes. Talk to you soon. Bye.